Field Notes, Episode 5. When someone says no worries, I know there are worries. Not massive ones or huge ones, but just enough. And it's enough that I felt it when they said it. Enough that I noticed the shift before the words come out of their mouth. I said something or did something, and it didn't quite hit or land like it should have done. And there's that pause, that moment, and then the words they say is, no worries. And of course you take it. I didn't question it. I didn't slow anything down. I just nod, move on. Because when someone says no worries, you're allowed to move on. And I remember this one time in particular. I changed something last minute. It wasn't dramatic or big, but it meant a little extra work for them. And I could feel it in the moment. The tightening in the room, that sort of sense in the room. And they said, no worries. And immediately I felt relief. Because if it was no worries, then I didn't need to stay there. I didn't need to check if it was actually a worry. I didn't need to ask what it cost them. I didn't need to sit with the fact that I'd caused some friction. I just took them words and carried on. And a few weeks later, it came back up. It wasn't anger. It wasn't even a complaint. Just a little comment. It was almost an offhand comment. But it was clear that this hadn't gone away. It hadn't finished. And what I noticed in that moment wasn't any surprise to me. It was recognition. I'd been counting on no worries to mean done. And that's the part that sticks with me. Not that they said it was when it was wasn't true, that I was willing to accept it. Because it let me move on. Because if I'd have stayed with it then, I might have had to do something. I might have had to adjust or repair or just sit with the discomfort of knowing I'd created it. And no worries saved me from all that. And I notice how much I like that. How easy it is to take the phrase at face value. Even when something in me knows better. Because once I accept no worries, I'm off the hook. I can keep moving forward without looking back. I'm not annoyed at the phrase. I use it myself. But what I'm left with is noticing how much I rely on it to let moments close that I didn't really want to stay with. And how willing I am to take it when it lets me walk on. I don't take it any further than that.